Nation style, right? Pre-game show. Almost messed up over that one. Come on. Let's continue to grind and shine, baby. Appreciate all of you guys putting in your hard work for clicking that notification bell. I heard you get multiple years of favor headed your way when you do that. Shout out to all of the HBOs and the SGs in the house. Appreciate you. This would not be possible without you guys' hard work and dedication. For the nation, by the way. The realers and the dealers out there. The freestylers. Let's go. Yeah. Tell them ain't no party like a long nation party. Let's ride. Let's go. Come on. Ashaniqua, Spooky, Ray. Y'all check in. Let me know where you guys are from. Mama, there go that man again. It's the man with the plan, baby. Melvin, I see you. Let's go. Yeah. All right. Come on, Cowboy Nation. Hey. Come on. Hey, Jerry. Salt Shaker Jones. What you got to say?
I want me some glory hole.
All right.
Are you not entertained?
Yeah.
Are you not entertained?
Shake it like a salt shaker. Come on. Yeah. Eastside Harold. He in the house. The legendary troll, baby. Let's give him that. Yeah. Come on. Ain't no party like a cowboy party. Let's ride. Let's go. Hey, ho. Come on. Shout out to all of the trolls. You guys paved the way too. I would not leave you guys out. No way. But if you get out of the hand a little bit, I just say lean forward. Yes, right there. Yeah. But Eastside, he pretty cool, man. He's the only troll they call in, though. And shout out to him. You know, everybody not built for that, but that's what he do. He bring that to the table. Up there talking to Jerry Wayne.
Injury occurred last year.
If you look at Dak's career,
Yeah.
and you look at the numbers of snaps that he's had in the years he's been in the NFL, but missing a few repetitions is not your greatest concern.
No, not our greatest concern at all.
Have been available as much or more than any quarterback that I know of, but of course he lost those games last year. So if you look at his entire career, if you look at his abilities, how he prepares himself, it's to me certainly worth the wait and get another 2 or 3 weeks in as far as looking at the whole 17-game season.
So they talking to Dak Prescott. Well, not talking to Dak Prescott, but that's Jerry Wayne putting his information out there on Dak Prescott. Now,
imagine Texans versus Cowboys Super Bowl.
That would be crazy. I would love to see the Texans versus the Dallas Cowboys Super Bowl. That would be nice. And shout out to you, Jay Versick. Appreciate you for being in there. Adam Scheffner did a report earlier today, and you know he got people that write for him. He got people that put out content for him. He's not able to be at all 32 camps as it relates to sports following and these sorts of things. So he's plugged in. He got him a understudy, that's somebody that really do all of the legwork, and he report. Now, I always tell people this: validation is only good for parking. sometimes when people get that validated check mark by their name or they work for a certain company, people feel like their thoughts and their opinions is greater than the actual facts. The fact of the matter is Dak Prescott is throwing the ball out there today. Right now he's throwing the ball. Now, when we mention, hey, Dak Prescott will have injuries and things like that, or he used the operative word could be bothered with injuries without an S, with the S I meant to say, that's equivalent to me saying before the end of the year, it will rain. Let me know if I'm lying. Before the year is out, somebody will become a millionaire. Before the year is out, somebody's going to get fired. Oh, by the way, hey, after this game, a couple of days from now, there will be somebody cut. But when you have the true substance, that's why math is always the universal language as relates to facts. 2 plus 2, regardless of what it is, will always equals 4. You can never say 2 plus 2 is 5 or 90, because that's not universal. Universal is the truth, and the truth separates itself from facts, from fiction or opinions. Case in point, let me tell you how I bury all of this with truth. If I take 2 plus 2 and I go to China, it's still 4. If I go to Mars or if I go to the moon, 2 plus 2 would still be 4. If I take myself and go to another galaxy, 2 plus 2 would still equivalent or equals 4. It's universal. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. So when Scheffner comes out with his opinion of it, he used operative words like could, be, bothered with injuries. He didn't specify. He didn't say any specifics. He didn't say where. But when the injury occurred, which I believe that 99.9% of the NFL players are battling through some type of shape, form, or fashion injury. Right? On top of that, when you think about all of those things, collectively speaking, I can say there will be a player in the NFL that will be injured. I'm right, regardless, if I say it in that factor. But if Adam Schefter come out and say week 1, Dak Prescott will not play for 3 quarters, then that's the truth. If that's the case, then he would say it like that, right? But he don't have it. So that's all I'm trying to tell you guys, to separate how the media like to click you in, bait you, and then you be like, dang, I was led astray. Now, it would have been a different story if you saw Adam Schefter out there at every practice and walking along the Dallas Cowboys medical tent. That would be a whole nother storyline, right? But validation is only good for parking. What if I told you, we was right there watching Dak Prescott? Yeah. Throw the ball. What if I told you, side by side, his brother was right a few paces ahead of us, and his father? If something was catastrophically happening or something that was wrong, the countenance will be on your face. Boy, I digress. Shout out to everybody, man. Enough about Dak Prescott. What we need to see out of this game would be, of course, Mari Cooper going to get him a few snaps, of course. We know that we want to see this offensive front, the front five, the offensive line play, get their hands dirty a little bit. And we just want to see competition, regardless. Don't look for a win-loss column in a preseason game. Please don't look at that aspect of it. Look at this channel, Anthony, on I believe it's channel 11 for if you're in the Dallas area, it's channel 11. So look at this game as the individual still. Look at things to be vanilla. Kelly, appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you so much for your love and adulations. Come on, AI, wake up. Girl, you better not be slow today. Girl, are you ready? Come on. There you go. Oh, come on. She's slow. But, you guys get what I'm saying. Anthony, you from Cali? Oh, it might not be showing out your way. Oh, my goodness, not showing out your way. When the season kick off, I promise you guys, I got your back, But right now, there she go.
What does Adam know about injuries anyway?
Appreciate you. Kelly, thank you so much. And he just reports it, just to be fair with him. He reports it. So the doctor, he might got him a guy, inside man, or lady or gal, to feed him the information. He's working for a multi-billion-dollar organization as well. So I'm quite sure that they feed him the information. And you never know. It could be somebody from the 105.3 The Fan. Who knows how those corns shake and rattle, It could be somebody. It could be. People do something strange for a little change. But I'm not saying that they do that, That's just how this thing goes with injuries and reporting and people want to be first and these sorts of things. And y'all know how I go. I don't want to be Ray J. Ray J running around with the song, I hit it first. No. No, I ain't finna be the one. I like to come in afterwards, Dave, what's good with you? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Back to competition. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for that. Let the AI, she got to wake up today. She's slow. Shout out to you, Cam. Ooh, Cam. The game is not going on to be. Oh, my goodness.
Like to see competition tonight with the secondary.
No doubt. I supposed to get that all fixed up for you guys. I apologize. But maybe next preseason game, I have it all set up. So you guys can see what I see. And that's all I'm going to say on that. So you can see what I see. We'll have that all set up in the future, if they allow, and it will be through a Zoom link. You'll click on that Zoom link, and boom, you were in there. But the only thing is, I believe I can have up to 100. That's not enough for most people. Shout out to you, Sheila Neal. Appreciate you. Jason, appreciate you. Rue Glock been holding it down for me, man. Appreciate you. What we're going to do is we let the trolls troll today. We ain't going to block nobody for spitting their thoughts. I always tell people all the time, those convinced against their will is of the same opinion still. Just don't do no self-promoting and no hate speech, and we good. We cool, right? Right, we cool. So that's the rule. That's the rules for the trolls. No self-promoting. And no bullying or talking about people in ways that they can't, if you're not gonna say it to their face, type of stuff. Y'all know what I'm talking about. This game. I don't want Cowboy fans to get too high or too low. I know you guys saw the highlights of the Buffalo Bills. They dog walked the Chicago. I think it was like 34-3 or 7, something like that. The Buffalo Bills shouldn't be like, oh, yeah, we going to the Super Bowl because we beat the hell out of the Chicago Bears. No. It's still preseason. But I can tell you one thing. That was a real hit on Justin Fields. Did you guys see that hit? Woo! Man, it's crazy.
Law Akoi confirmed my feelings on LVE today. Did you check it out?
Nah, I didn't check that out, Marp. I'll check it out shortly. So Okoye dropped some film. Shout out to brother Okoye. Yeah. He is a guy that really loved to do the evaluations of linebackers, by the way, and whatever he went through as far as his assessment. One can argue and say, well, it's on the money because Okoye film is always great. One of the better film breakdown guys out there in the YouTube community as it relates to the Cowboys content. So I'll be sure to check it out some part of this week, because I know today I probably won't be able to check it out. But Koye pretty cool with it. We'll see what he talking about. Now, here's the thing. Let me go to my Twitter right quick. I hope you guys can see. Bear with me, Cowboy Nation. Go to my page. Where my page at? God, how'd it go there? There we go. That's me right there, by the way. Okay, it was right here then. All right, so West Coast Cowboy. Shout out to his page, his content, and all of the information that he present on his Facebook and YouTube page and Instagram as well on the West Coast Cowboy. He put up this beautiful illustration, a beautiful graph, by the way, of it's amazing how fast we eat our own. And he's talking about Jaylon Smith versus Sean Lee. Now, my thing is, and this is Sean Lee in 2016, all-pro stats or what have you, and Jaylon Smith in 2020 last season. And he goes through the check marks of no game missed, 1.5 sacks last season, 154 tackles, 5 tackles for loss for Jaylon Smith, and 4 quarterback hits, 2 fumble recoveries. And, of course, Sean Lee in that category had 145 tackles, 12 tackles for loss, 2 QB pressure hits, and 2 different systems. I just want people to understand that Mike Nolan's scheme system is more predicated to the linebackers. You got to have athletic linebackers. If you go back into the history of time of Mike Nolan's system, his system was predicated on front 3 getting up, 2 gap, bam, you got your linebackers creating and flying and chasing to the ball, a la Ray Lewis and all of those other boys. Now, last year you can argue the fact that the Dallas Cowboys, for crying out loud, didn't have the most athletic linebackers. They didn't. And Jaylon was asked to do a lot. Not to sully or denigrate Jaylon, but he was asked to do a lot. He complained all the way, saying it's just too complicated and I don't like it, basically. But I believe in the hearts of hearts, not even Jaylon would think that he is on the same level of Sean Lee. Keep in mind, this is not a young Sean Lee. This is 2016. Sean Lee was, 6-7 years into the league at this point, and he did these things. What I want people to understand, this is not up for debate. Jaylon Smith, I'm not calling him trash. I hate when people look at my content when I speak objectively of Jaylon Smith. People think that I hate or I'm excoriating or I'm casting aspersions on Jaylon Smith. No, that's not the case, nor the situation at hand, right? And I don't like to put players against each other. We're fighting for a common goal is to win a Super Bowl. Sean Lee had his demons. He did. Injuries. Injury bug. But I've been on record saying if Sean Lee never was injured, man, a healthy Sean Lee, if Sean Lee had Jason Witten's health, they would have put him in the Hall of Fame before he even got a chance to get out of it.
That's why fans need to be careful when they base everything on stats, because if you won't use it with one position but the other, here lies the issue.
Yeah. And all it takes of you to just turn on the TV and watch the game and Sean Lee. That 22 tackle game against the Giants, I think we lost that game, by the way. But just look at the mindset and the physical nature of Sean Lee, the stature and way he attacked for the ball. The cerebral approach, being there right before the play is even called. It seems as if, though, he was already there before the play was even called. Now, my thing is with Jaylon, I think that he's a wonderful person, a beautiful guy off the field, even on the field. He'll help you up after he knock you out and then swipe above you. But Jaylon, he's limited in a situation because of his drop foot. He's limited. So what the staff got to do is utilize Jaylon for his strength. That's all I've been saying. And if you guys been following my page for a long time, Law don't hate on players. I don't do that. what I tell people is, objectively speaking, if you utilize him in this way, and you guys know the analogy, coaching plays a major role, not a minor. Pay attention. Steph Curry is a great perimeter shooter, great player. One day probably will be in the Hall of Fame. But if I sit there and put him in the low post, do you think he would have the same results? Pay attention. Shaq is a wonderful player. He will be in the Hall of Fame, by the way. But if I put Shaq on the perimeter, would you see his talents? No. I digress. That's enough of that. Yeah, so that's all I'm saying. And two different schemes. Two different schemes. But Jaylon said we were watching the wrong tape. Oh, man, we love Jaylon, though, man. We love Jaylon.
It's hard to stop people in the NFL, and you have to be multiple. I've been real impressed with how multiple we are in the lineups that we use. I mean, you'll see 3 down linemen and an odd front, and then Mike and Randy coming off the edges. So we're going to do a lot of things with these linebackers that we have, and I think it'll really lend to success for the Cowboys.
You mentioned the defensive backs a couple moments ago, and you've still got a couple more weeks until you have to get down to the 53-man roster.
Yep.
But is that where the toughest decisions are going to lie whenever it does come to that time?
Well, I think it's across the roster. I mean, there's some great competition out there. Great competition with depth in our offensive line. The receiver group, as you well know, after the first 3, there's some real competition there. Now, Said and Noah are pretty much cemented, but, after that, you got Fehoko, who's really starting to come on. He's ramping up right now. So that receiver group has competition. Certainly that young defensive line group, there's numbers there. And there'll be a fight for those roster spots as well. So.
That's Stephen Jones, man. Just want to take a sneak peek at Stephen Jones and what he's talking about. And I'm going to get to your question here of who we need to look at altogether in this game. Shout out to you, Mr.
Jaylon
Wright.
has been overused. Look at his percentage of snaps. This new role will help his game. This argument on LVE game, I'm shocked because not great.
Shout out to my dog, Antoine. And he's Mr. Right, by the way. When we talk about Jaylon overusage, he's not wrong at all. He's right. He's flat out right. I would love to see. Appreciate
Ain't
you,
no
D-Lo.
party like a Cowboys party. Go Cowboys.
I would love to see what Clay Matthews would have looked like if they dropped him in coverage, if they had him trailing the tight end up the field. And I'm talking about for his entire career, right? People would have been like, man, that dude washed, he's trash. And Clay Matthews been a dominant linebacker for a short spell for the teams that he played for. Aggressive guy, playing off the edge, designated pass rusher at times. But that was the scheme that he was gifted. That was the system that he fell into, right? They utilize him the right way. What I'm trying to tell people is that let's not shut the door on Jaylon. Let's give him a chance and opportunity, but let's not sully the waters, because even though stats may say that, okay, yeah, he had 154 tackles, 2 fumble recoveries, an interception, all of these good things from last season. But people that watch the game kind of like, that was like 10 yards down the field, 5 or 6 yards downfield. And he's kind of delayed a little bit on change of direction. And that's not his fault. That's not his situation for having that ailment. He can't stop that. Like I said, Shaq, he can't hit those free throws. He ain't going to be 90%. Let the AI speak.
Well, I learned that from you. When we drafted Jaylon, you held your position on him being used a certain way.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. That's all we said. That's all we said. Come on, Cowboy Nation. All right, so the players to look out for, the Cowboys got this on their website as well. And one of the players that they say, let me just start all the way over. Come on. All the way back. You see, y'all got a free sample of all of that. The first player that you got to look up, and John Stephen Jones, he just mentioned that, Fihoko, he had a great practice the other day too. You got to look up for him. Look out for him. I said look up for him. Look out for him. And look out for him and see what he brings to the table tonight, because I believe he's that sixth guy that they're going to pencil in. But it's predicated upon what Osiris Mitchell do tonight, Johnny Dixon, Malik Turner. I think that he's battling some injuries, so he may not even play suit up or what have you. Who else is on the Reggie Davis? If one of those boys can take it to the house, I'm talking about take it to the house, I'm talking about kickoff return, punt return, then they can say, the coaches might can say, But look out for this guy, Simi. Yeah. He has a great upside, got to keep him. Yeah. Danucci starting over Double G. Well, they might want to get a good look at him. I believe they're going to start Boss Man Fat, by the way, Melvin. Dixon. Yeah, that's Johnny Dixon. They're going to have to take a look at that. Oh, by the way, and shout out to West Coast. Please go and subscribe to his content and channel. And you guys have a great conversation with him over there. All right, so Jabril Cox, we really looking for him. Now, all of this linebacker talk, all of that stuff that we talked about as far as linebackers, he's one of those guys that will be featured as like, okay, he's the future's guy. Right? Now, we talk about bridge players like Keanu O'Neal. He got a 1-year contract or what have you. So he's trying to soak in and pick up all what he can. Oh, on top of that, Cowboy Nation, LVE, if he wet the bed this year, it's kumbaya. it's sayonara. It's gone. Scram. So LVE, he got something to play for this year. What we want collectively, and I know I have not got a chance to watch my dog Okoye's film yet, but what we want, speaking for myself on this one, if we can get a piece of 2018 LVE and a piece of 2018 Jaylon Smith, yeah, that's what we would get in Cowboy Nation. Yeah, we'll get some of that action out there. We wouldn't mind the swipes. We wouldn't mind the yelling and the howling, We won't. So that's how I'm looking at this situation, Cowboy Nation. Move it on. La'el Collins. Pay attention to not just La'el. No. That whole front five. These guys got to play solid tonight. As a rock. You got to be solid as a rock. Coach Marp says, Law, you can't be bad in the NFL if you got those type of stats. Are we looking at Jaylon playing and are we looking at the Dallas record at the same thing that they try to do with Dak? Shaking my head. No, coach. No, coach. No, coach. That is not what I'm lamenting. Definitely not lamenting that. Definitely not lamenting that. Definitely not. What we got to see out of Jaylon Smith, if this particular coaching staff will utilize him to his strong suits. And as Modi is putting out a good situation here, no injuries. That's what we want on both sides of the coin tonight, too. We don't want the Texans to get injured, and we don't want the Cowboys players to get injured. I want everybody to be 100%. But the Jaylon thing is, what I want people to do is remove the notion of how people view quarterbacks and put that in a box isolated by itself. Okay? Take the quarterback, create a box, and put it over here on the shelf and say, okay, that's good, quarterbacks. The players, linebackers, is what Mr. Antoine Wright just said. They can't overuse the linebacker, Jaylon. We want him in as a rotation situation. We got more athletic linebackers now. And this Dan Quinn is similar to a degree of what Mike Nolan tried to do, but he didn't have the athletic linebackers. Last season, it was pretty much LVE or bust because not LVE, but Sean Lee or bust because Sean Lee supposed to have been the brain, making sure everybody's aligned in the sign, and everybody know who played the Mike linebacker or who played linebacker in general. You are the general. You make sure that your safety's in the right spot. And if your guy don't come down the field, and if he playing on the fourth side, he better come down the field. And if he's playing on the cutback lane responsibilities, the linebacker points out that and say, okay, make sure you got cutback responsibilities. And if not, sometimes you see the linebacker get into the face of his own players. But Jaylon, he was trying to do too much. So they squeezing and pushing all of this back. And the only reason why I say, far as the quarterback, you put their stats and you put it in a corner on another area, because quarterbacks, they hold to a different measure than any other player that's on the team. Case in point. There's a win-loss columns for quarterbacks that goes down as their official stat. But for any other player, you can't find that. Pay attention. For Troy Aikman, I could type in Troy Aikman, career stats, and it will spit out how many games he won or lost. I do the same thing for Emmitt Smith. It won't give me that. I do the same thing for Prime Time or Michael Irvin. They don't record their win-loss stats. That is for the quarterbacks, and that's a whole nother conversational piece. Chris Davis, you're right. Jaylon is not bad, but the Cowboys just got to utilize him to his strength. That's all we're saying. Can we move on? Hey, show of hands of people ready to move on from Jaylon. In the chat, just type in number 9, move on. I'm talking about from the conversation. Just type 9 in the comment box if you're ready to move on from Jaylon. I can't believe we've spending all of this time on Jaylon Smith. or put on this. Don't put 9. Just put me. Just put me. I'm just ready to move on like my dog just put Jay Versick. Yeah, just move on. I'm not saying move on from him. Let's just move on from the conversation. We love the story. There can't be a true Cowboy fan that don't like the story of Jaylon Smith. We love him. We want what's best for him. Let's just move on from the conversational piece. He's a good guy. We love what he brings to the table. But now we're going to surround him with a Parson. Woo! LVE, he's playing for his contract. 55 double nickel. He's going to sit there. He's going to try to play lights out because he wants some money. And Jabril Cox, we can't wait to see him on the field. Oh, by the way, excuse me, Keanu Neal, he's sitting there like, hey, I'm here. So let's not make this about Jaylon. Jaylon. Oh, my goodness. I love the kid. I want the kid to be spectacular. Evidently, he was the only linebacker that played and gave us something last season, right? Now he got some help. We don't have to worry about a Joe Thomas. We don't have to worry about Francis Bernard trying to run out there. And shout out to him. He did a good job for what he could do last season. But now, lo and behold, we got some people that they put around him. Oh, excuse me. Antoine Woods was out there last year. 5'11", 310 pounds. Now we don't have to worry about that. Now we got a guy named Big Bo, 6'4", 320, 330. And he's coming off the bench. That's going to clear the lanes up. That's going to help the linebackers out. We got Osa, who's going to penetrate. He's going to be one of the guys that you guys must pay attention to, number 75. Woo! 75 is going to be nasty. On top of that, we got some more reinforcements, even Justin Hamilton, who got some playing snaps last season, who's finna turn the corner for this season. On top of that, we got Brent Urban. That front should help out all of the linebackers. And when sometimes we talk about a certain individual player, and I say move on, I'm not saying move on from him as it relates to let's trade him, let's get rid of him. No. He's going to come in, he's going to shed, disengage, make some plays. Some explosive plays, by the way, and we're going to we're all going to cheer for him. Yeah. Yeah. So it is what it is at this point. And the thing is with LVE, the same thing for him. We know that the kid had a spectacular rookie year. Spectacular. Came back the next year, didn't have that same graces. Battled through some injuries, didn't play up to the level what expected of him. And then the last year had another injury situation and scenario. But let the kid live. This is his last year. If he plays lights out, guns are blazing, he'll be still out there. But if not, boy, he gone. All right, so the countdown, we almost close to 7 o'clock, and they showing right now Boss Man Fat. Oh, my goodness. We can't wait to see what he going to bring to the table. And I can see in the foreseeable future that there'll be some Cowboy fans fighting over Nashawn and Boss Man. How about both of these guys play lights out? This is a good problem to have. Thank God we ain't in the same wheelhouses of, hey, Jordan Lewis versus Anthony Brown. Y'all remember that? Now we got more and more talent. These guys are going to be playing lights out. Jay Worthy, man, I apologize, man. I don't have the ability to show you guys the game. Unfortunately, you know. And I know you guys in a different area. And it's just going to be a watch party. I can't do the play-by-play analysis of the game because I'll be all over the place. So when the game kick off, it'll just be a watch party. Yeah. All right, so here we go. La'el Collins, I want all of the front five to do well, but we'll be really paying attention to him, right? We'll be taking a real good deep dive into a situation with him. Osa, like I lamented earlier, he is another guy that we got to be really, if this team want to go, at the end of the day, if this team want to go far, that front four will be the answer on the defensive side. The front five on the offensive side. The game is won and lost down in the trenches. Game is won and lost down in the trenches. So we'll be paying deep and close attention to number 75. And I want him to do just like they did last game. Play him in the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. Why, Law? These reps are valuable. Let me repeat. These reps are valuable. On top of that, the same for Big Bo. I want to see that Big Bo out there in the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. I want Big Bo to lose about 10 pounds by being out there for so long. The same could be said for him. All right, so the fifth guy, they said Connor Williams. That's strange because this is his contract year, right? We want to see some growth aspects of Connor Williams' game, and we want to see him do something in the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, of course. We want to keep the quarterback upright. And they better not put him at center. All right, Kelvin Joseph, boss man, fat. Of course, we talked about him. We need to see him do something out there on the field. I talked about, hey, we've been talking about cornerbacks, Cheeto Woozier and the previous years of Byram Jones and these guys not catching the interception and these sorts of things. But, okay, this is a new year, new flavor, new funk, new everything. We need these DBs to get their head and turn around to the ball and catch interception. Diggs solidified that last season, right? Rookie. Caught more interceptions last season than we've seen in a long time. So I want that momentum and that mindset to continue to happen for the 2021 season. So we'll be looking at 24. And we have not caught an interception this offseason, or this training camp, this preseason. So let's get an interception tonight. The people's eyebrow, right? All right, so shout out to Steele. If he does something, the Cowboys website threw him out there, so it'll be cool. All right, and then Malik Hooker, he will be playing tonight as well, so I can't wait to see what he brings to the table. Let's listen to Coach right quick.
You have to look at the whole picture. I mean, he's been going strong since April. So, just really, training camp is really about tightening things up. Get the timing. Particularly with the perimeter players in the passing game, getting the cadence, kinks worked out. I mean, you're always working on that. That's really, a primary focus for this time of year. So, it'll be important when we get past this week to make sure he gets that little extra work with Amari. Make sure we get a little extra work maybe with the silent count because we're playing in Tampa in the opener. Expect obviously a noisy night down there. So, but yeah, his process started a long time ago. So this is not a matter of him needing reps to catch up. It's just really sharpening and sharpen his toolbox to make sure he's ready to go.
And from the looks of things, when we see up-close stuff from practice, even though he's not taking snaps at times, it looks like he's going through the mental process by himself.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, his personality. He's a great communicator. He's involved in everything. I mean, he's definitely the primary focus in the meetings. That's the responsibility of the starter. So, no, he's doing all the little things you need to do to get ready.
So if this is kind of technically the dress rehearsal for Garrett Gilbert, will he get more? I think the most series he's had in the first 2 games was 3. Will he get maybe more than that?
Well, we're looking to balance him and Cooper out. Let these guys go out there and compete, and so we'll see how that shakes out in the first half, and then we'll have Ben DiNucci there in the second half.
Defense has been your number one priority in this offseason, coming back from last year. What have you seen from the defense that maybe gives you some hope that this is going to improve this year?
Well, I mean, the whole process, starting back in the spring, watching the staff come together, watching the connection of the staff to the players, watching the new players integrate into, what the direction of, that we're going off or defensively, and having the opportunity to go up against our offense. I think both offense and defense schematically challenge each other. So it's been great work. And I think we both have to recognize the fact, and from being there every day.
Happy birthday to you, Martinez.
Further ahead in the offense, just on pure production so far. So I feel great about that, and I think we're definitely headed in the direction of being a complementary football team.
Dress rehearsal for those guys?
Yes, I would definitely put it in that category.
So you got some guys.
It's defense. I can't wait to see it then. First week.
Look at, I would imagine, in this game.
But the first
Hooker
2 quarters.
Looks like he moved a little bit more into practice this week.
Yes.
It sounds like he will get some snaps. What do you need to see from him? His history, but he's got to come back from that Achilles rupture.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's more to the timeline, that he's on. We definitely didn't want to put him out there too soon, and we obviously cognizant of what's in front of us here with this game and next week. So. We just really want to get him over those thresholds that you do with every player. So is it 10 to 12 plays? But we definitely want to get him started this week.
And unfortunately, at the defensive tackle position, you lose Neville Gallimore for several weeks. Mm-hmm. Your rookie, O.C. Odigizua, really looks like he's come in, and you look like you got to get a really good look at him at that 3 technique.
Definitely. I mean, he's been getting some time with the first group, and he's taken full advantage of it. For a young man, very mature. I mean, just not only in the way he plays, but the way he prepares. You can see there's high level of professionalism from him, as a rookie. So I've been very impressed with him.
You've talked about this guy all last year. Jerry talked about him, Dorance Armstrong. He really showed up in this last preseason game.
I mean, DA has showed up since the day I arrived. I mean, he's one of the players you really didn't know much about when I arrived here last year, and he jumped out on special teams right away. And then if you look at the last season, just the more opportunities he was given, the more production. He definitely took advantage of that opportunity. So DA's having a great offseason. He's been a force in training camp. He's having a great camp.
Yeah, it looked like you couldn't hold him back in that game.
Oh no, the pick six was that would have been the icing on the cake. But no, he's done very well, and he's someone that's a dominant player for us on special teams, and
he surely is.
Job on defense. So just make sure we balance out his opportunities.
Okay, Mike, thanks a lot. Enjoy the game.
Good conversation for them. For those who are going to watch the watch party with me, stay tight, hold tight. We will be back. Be sure to hit that notification bell. We finna close out the pregame show, but I really appreciate each and every last one of you all for tuning in. Let's continue to grind and shine. I will be back in about 5 to 6 minutes, so hang tight, Cowboy Nation. Let's go. Let's go. I'll be right back. Y'all know I'll be right back. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Come on. Be right back, baby. Be sure to hit that like button, share this content, subscribe. Tell that friend, neighbor, folk where to go when they want to tune in. The Cowboys Sports Talking Beyond. Turn me up. Hey. Yeah. Jerry, I want to hear it one more time. Tell them what you want, Jerry. What do you want, Jerry?
I want me some glory hole.
No, we are.
This is Sparta! Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained,
baby? Until next time, I'll be right back. Salute.